time finding them in their habitats. So we are going to try and get you guys really nice and close to some amazing animals that you might not have had the chance to see otherwise. And we'll be starting off today with a real dinosaur, an animal that has been on this earth for millions of years. So I will hand you guys on over to Lily, who has our very old friend.
Hello. All right, perfect. Hi everybody, I'm Lily and this is Tipua. Does anybody know what Tipua is? Any guesses? Shout it out. Yeah, she is a TUATARA. I kind of wish you said lizard though, because a lot of people do say lizard. Does she look like a lizard? I think she does. But she's actually not a lizard at all. She belongs to a completely separate family called the Sphenodon family. And she is actually the only existing species that is still alive and exists on this planet from the Sphenodon family. So like I said, they look pretty similar, but there are a few differences. So Tipua here, she has 3 rows of razor-sharp teeth. So you will notice I'm not going to put my fingers anywhere near her mouth because I do not want to be on the receiving end of that bite. If you have a look at the side of her head, can you see any ears or any ear holes? I can't. So she has what we call internal ears. So kind of like a snake, where their ears are covered by their skin and their scales. Now if you have a look at Tipua's head, how many eyes can you see? 2? You might be right, because she has 3 eyes. But her 3rd eye, you can't see at all. So when they're young, their 3rd eye is visible, it's on the top of their head. But when they grow up, when they become an adult, their eye is covered by their skin and their scales. And we think that they use it to detect night and day, to detect UV, weather, even to detect predators like birds flying over their heads. And we think that they still use them when they're an adult, just not as much as they did when they were young. Now, TUATARA actually used to exist all over the world, and they haven't evolved in, we think, at least 200 million years, which means you guys are looking at a real-life dinosaur. Now, they used to live all over the planet, but they went extinct everywhere except here, and that's because Aotearoa was the perfect environment. Now, I do say was, because that has changed, but it was nice and cool here because TUATARA love cool. Not like lizards who prefer the sun and the heat, and they love to sunbathe, but TUATARA do not like that at all. They prefer to be underground, nice and cool and wet. And so this Aotearoa was perfect for that. And also, Aotearoa didn't have any mammalian predators, so nothing trying to eat these guys really when they're old. But that's changed, hasn't it? Do we like pests here? No. So unfortunately, the TUATARA has become extinct, or gone extinct on mainland Aotearoa, but they still do exist on offshore islands. So we would love to reintroduce TUATARA to the mainland, but we have to take care of our pest problem first. And so we do aim to be pest-free by 2050, which sounds kind of far away, but luckily TUATARA have a lot of time. We don't actually know how old TUATARA can live for. We think at least 150 years, but that's like a low ball, so they could live much, much longer. One of the oldest TUATARA that we know of, his name is Henry, is 130 years old, and he still has 2 girlfriends, so he is kicking it. So, like I said, we are trying to take care of that pest problem, and we actually have a new native species that is helping us with that pest problem. So I'm going to hand you over to Claire, who's going to tell you all about him.
Alright guys, so we are going from a very, very old species